For today, we're back on God of War Ragnarok, and this time with the RTX 2070. And we're playing the game at 1080p at the ultra settings. Good with that. There we go. Weird menus, man. It just skips forward like crazy. Alright, let's see how we go. So for this video, I'm going to be at 1080p ultra and 1440p medium or high. It'll just depend on how it goes. So far, again, we're sitting into the mid 30s and the low 40s. So yeah, I don't know about 1440p, but hopefully we can play at that as well. Can't feel any stutters yet. Feeling pretty good. Right here, we fall down into the mid 30s again. So not too bad, to be honest. It's not very stable though, so I would ideally cap the FPS to 30 if you are playing at native and want to play the max settings. But if you want to get more, obviously you can use DLSS and frame gen to get 60 FPS that way. Like right there, that felt awful. We sat into what, the 70s and then immediately fell down into the low 30s. Wasn't a great feeling at all. For our VRAM, we're sitting at 7 gigs and system RAM at 15 gigs. So you're not too intensive there. And VRAM isn't really an issue, at least for me, until I'm playing at 4K. I think at 4K max settings, I was using up 10 gigs on the 3080. And my 3080 only has 10 gigs in total, so it was fully maxed out there. It's feeling pretty good on controller. It's definitely playable. But again, I would cap the FPS here to probably 30. That's the safe bet. Nice. Got a parry finally. Okay, let's pause it here, guys. Enable DLSS and see how we go there. And now playing with quality DLSS. Let's see how we go now. So far, pretty similar into the mid 30s and the low 40s. Yeah, we'll see how stable it is though. Just gotta take care of these guys real quick. There we go. Man, the ability is just so fun. Yeah, at times it does feel choppy, or I guess sluggish. But it is an improvement from before. Because it was happening far more often at native versus now. So, yeah. It's definitely an improvement. But still, it's not a stable 60 at all. Let's go back here and see how far the FPS falls down. Let's go down here. Let's have a look. What? Okay, that was a glitch. Right here, falling down into the low 40s. So we gained around 7 FPS from native to 1080p. That's pretty good, I would say. Okay, let's pause it here, guys. Enable frame gen and see if 60 FPS is finally doable on this card. Okay, retrying this with frame gen active. It's looking pretty good. Feeling nice as well. Can't feel any input lag on the controller. Can I, there we go. Let's track this down. And right here, we're falling down into the high 60s from the mid 40s. So again, a decent jump. The graphics look pretty good as well. Can't really see any issues with it. And input lag, can't feel any. So you're quite good there. Now in the portals, as you're fast traveling through, I guess, the levels, the game will fall down even more, so keep that in mind. But during gameplay, it should be a near 60 and above experience with frame gen. Yeah, even during the fights, it was playing fine, 60 FPS. FSR frame gen is saving this card from falling below 60 FPS at ultra settings. We could always, play at medium or low even if you want, but, it's working just fine at ultra, so you might as well try it out and see how you go. Now with frame gen or DLSS at times, the water can flicker as well. I think it's mainly FSR, but the water can flicker, so keep that in mind. It doesn't look great, but I think it's still playable. So try it out, see if you like how it looks. If you don't, disable it and lower the settings. But if you like it, then you can play at ultra at 60 FPS and above. So really no losing there. Alright, let's pause it here, guys. Play at 1440p at the high settings and see how we go there. If it's too intensive, then we can go down to medium as well. 1440p, no frame gen, no DLSS, high settings. There we go. Wow, this game looks gorgeous now. It is so much sharper. It looks incredible. But FPS wise, we are sitting at the low 30s now, and the mid 30s. Right here, falling down into, wow, just barely at 30. Very close to it. And the frame drops is pretty bad as well here. Goes up into the 40s and then drags down into the high 20s there. So you cap the FPS again if you're playing a native, but ideally just use DLSS and frame gen. And for me, I would rather play at 1440p medium or high versus playing at 1080p at ultra. Because again, the sharpness is incredible. And right there, we did fall down into the high 20s again, around 28 FPS. So not a stable 30 at all. But down here, it is still playable, I would say. It's not too bad. I thought the game froze there. Oh my god. But it's all good. It was just, you know, telling me how to play the game. And now playing with DLSS, the balance preset. For the sharpness, it's pretty good. A bit softer maybe, but it does look sharp enough, I would say. It looks pretty good. But the water, again, is flickering here. So, not great. But FPS-wise, we are sitting way above 30. It's definitely a safer bet. Still, I would use an FPS cap here of 30. I think for me, the FPS dips just don't feel great. It is just far too aggressive. But if you're fine with it, again, just uncap your FPS. Push them off. Let's go. Yes. Oh, there's more dudes? Okay, great. Push him over. Let's go. Oh my god, again. Hey, stop it. Your turn. Over the edge you go. That is so funny. How many are... What? Dude. Right here, falling down into the low 40s. But during the fight, it did fall down into the high 30s, so keep that in mind. It can still fall below 40. And the water, let's have a look. Yeah, it's definitely flickering. As you guys can see on the right, the water does look pretty bad. So it happens with DLSS and FSR, I guess. I think for me, it's worth the trade-off. We had, what, around 28 to 35 FPS before, and now we're sitting at nearly 40, but the water is going to flicker at times. So, it's really up to you. Choose what you want. But let's pause it here, guys, enable frame gen, and try it again. Wow, the water actually, is it good? Looks pretty good so far, actually. It does look pretty good so far, but I think the trees, yeah, I think it's the reflection of the trees into the water that's making it flicker. Standing still, it's even worse. Okay, that's interesting. But FPS-wise, way above 60 now, which is nice. I can't feel any input lag again on the controller, so that's all good there. And the graphics, again, unchanged, so quite nice there. And right here, falling down to the high 60s from the low 80s, which again is fine. And so far, this entire time, I haven't felt any stutters, any lag spikes, any freezes. It's been quite smooth the entire way. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this, to be honest. I think it's definitely playable and looks good at the same time as well. Dude, that took a long time to fly to me. That's kind of cool. It took a good like 3 seconds for it to fly to me. I'm gonna die here, aren't I? Let's lock in. Okay, you know what? So yeah, I think that's pretty much it, guys. That is God of War on the RTX 2070. At 1080p, you have the option of playing at Ultra or playing at high as well if you want to. I think to me, it looks the same. It's like identical pretty much. So if you want some extra frames, then play at high. But at the same time, you can play at Ultra as well and get 60 FPS with frame gen. For 1440p, it's best to avoid playing at Ultra, but you can play at high or even lower if you really want to. And get 60 FPS, of course, with frame gen active. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for the video. See you guys there.